Yeah, okay. Am I audible? Did we start already?
No, we didn't start. It's just now 05, so we will
Okay.
start.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Okay, so with that, let's not wait any further. I don't think there will be anyone else joining. I think that's most likely. Yeah. Okay, so welcome everyone on today's Metal3 Community meeting. Today is the 12th of August 2026, and my name is Tam Rosman. I will be your host. I don't think we have to do introductions. I don't think, we don't have any new participants, so we can continue with the reminders. Please remember that the meeting is recorded and uploaded to YouTube. If you want to have the project, then you can do that by either creating issues that others can contribute to, or picking up the good first issue or the help wanted issues, or any outstanding issue that you think you can work on. And if you think that your organization would be okay by publicly disclosing the adoption of Metal3, then you can do that by appending a record to this adopters.md file in the root of the community repo, same way as others have done before you. And with that, you would help us track the level of adoption much more closely. When it comes to CI problems, in general, I haven't seen this week that many global problems. I have run some CI analysis, and that it seemed quite stable. But if you are experiencing some issues with the tests, or otherwise with any sort of infrastructure automation, then please create issue in the relevant repository and link that issue to the Metal3 CI tracker. And also, if you are in that situation, please shout out on the Slack or on the mailing thread, so people who are working with the CI can might simply find your issue and fix it. Then I think that's all about the reminders. If you are interested in any other like metadata, sub-projects, related projects, documentation, just check these links that I have shared, or we have shared in the meeting docs, or in the organization's landing page on GitHub. Then we don't have anything that we have carried over from last week, but I will quickly check if we had anything that requires attention this week. But I think we managed to discuss everything already last week. Then we can continue with the community working groups. If someone would like to discuss anything related to scalability, ARM, AI, artifacts handling, stuff like that. I'm also reading the chat, but I don't see anything. Okay, if there are no topics from the participants, I might have one from for the artifact. There has been a discussion public on one of the issues related to the utility image repository. And I think we could have a nice compromise solution for providing traceable artifacts for the utility repo. I'll just write it down. Versioning. And I will show it what I mean. not project infra, but utility. And I think this was an issue in utility images. Yeah. So it's named make release for keep alive D. But the end result is not related to keep alive D, or not only to keep alive D. So originally, and I think still we have only one core components that's frequently deployed with ironic pod, and we keep it in the utility images. It lived before in BMO, but it obviously wasn't a good place for it. So it ended up in the utility images, which is fine, but we very rarely modify it, and we have been running with release 09 tag in our tests, and that was kind of the recommendation implicitly for the users to deploy this one. But that does not mean that we are not building these images and we don't have images that are up to date and retained for a long time. So in this discussion, I explained that we have retained for years and years basically all our builds, and we have them uniquely versioned, meaning that we have tags that have the date of the build and the hash of the git commit. So we started using from this release in devenv and in other places, or at least in devenv that I know for sure, but it should be used in other places like this. So picking up one of these versions and recommending that for the users. And then other than this is what we are already doing. What other than this, if you read this description, I also explained that we now have semantic versioning for this utility images. I have tagged the root of this repository with a 0.0.0 version, meaning that with every new release, new build that we generate, there will be the label, the same label we have on all of our images, that will have the semantic version properly, meaning it will be something like 0.0.0 dash, and then the commit distance from the main according to the semantic format. So we have already these two, and that's basically what we can use without providing explicit releases, because the problem is that, for example, keep alive the receives on good years one change a year. So it would be weird to have like multiple releases that would have the same code completely unchanged. And then there is one other thing. I will a little bit improve the build system for this repository, meaning that I will disaggregate the builds so that each container in this repository will be built only if that repository is touched. Plus, if it wasn't touched, it will be built once a month to keep the base images up to date. So I know this is a bit of an info dump, but if you think this is enough, meaning a semantic version label, a long tag with the build date and the commit hash, plus the fact that it would be built independently and at least once a month. If that's enough for the community, then we can codify this process in the README. So I would like to put this process into the README. But if there is any objection from the community and someone has a need for releases based on the cycles or something else, then I would like to learn about that. Or if you know someone who might have issue or requirement or is a consumer of this repo or components from this repo. No, nobody, nothing in the comments. Okay, if there are no objections, then for the foreseeable future, I will proceed with this logic, and then we don't have the maintenance burden of releases on this repository at all. Okay, the next topic is the roadmap and the release team. Release team, yeah, we have two comments from Ricardo.
Yeah, I've silently released Ironic Image 38. Although we will have to do like very soon another release because of a little issue we have in Ironic upstream. I'm not going into much details now, but yeah. And IRSO version 0.11 is in progress. Just double check the different PRs open for that when you have time.
Yep, sounds good. If I'm not CC'd and you need review, please CC me. I find it
Thanks.
faster.
Sure. Thank you.
One thing I wanted to ask, this 38, this is the 2026 stable 2, right? So this is a stable.
Nope, this is the bug fix 38. The stable is coming end of September.
Okay, so okay.
Yep. Okay.
Yep, thank you. Anyone else? Any comments, questions related to IRSO, the ironic image? If not, then let's continue. Other release team news. So just to make the RC release process a bit more transparent. So the code freeze was set for August 7th, meaning end of last week. The RC process has started, and the RC for the IPM has been pushed. The whole RC chain is stuck a little bit now on the BMO because there have been some CAPI dependency related problems with the bumps and the E2E tests, and thanks to Pepilotta and Leonard, it's being fixed right now, and they coordinate with the release team. But we are in a bit of a kind of delay because of that unforeseen issue with the dependencies. But the milestones have been evaluated and cleaned. So I would like to ask everybody to not put anything onto the 0.14 and 1.14 milestones, because the milestones have been checked. The release team has went through it, and I removed everything that could have been removed, and we merged everything that was mergeable at this point, or at least that should be the status. And then the code freeze comes into effect, and this will be documented because I had a discussion that according to how CAPI does it and others do it in this space, the code freeze should come into effect when the branch is cut. So after the branch is cut and the RC is released, then the branch exists in a code-free state, and then there could be special scenarios when we backport a fix, or if a feature turns out to be broken under the RC and all these things. But consider it as kind of a frozen branch. And then after the miner is out, then it's just a regular release branch. And we already have the policy for that. And we have discussed it with a few people that the governance documents has to be updated, because we are not covering right now the life cycle of the branches from the moment of RC until the moment of the miner is released, only after the miner is out. So this is an FYI for everyone. Is there any comments, questions related to this code freeze process, or anything that we should discuss, or anything you have a different opinion or problem with the code freeze? This is the first time we have a code freeze. That's why I'm asking. And everything is up to debate. So I'm not saying that we will do everything like this from now on, but just telling you that what is the first approach we are trying now. Okay, then I'll just type here that the governance docs will be updated to cover the period of the freeze. And related merge rules. Okay. Yeah, but I also didn't hear any complaints on the Slack or anywhere else. I think that's all for the release team and roadmap. I don't see any hands up or any questions related to the release process. No, okay. Then let's continue with the discussion topics. We have a few links for review from Sunat.
Yeah, as I think we have discussed a little bit in the Slack as well. We are moving a small test from GitHub Action to Pro, and yeah, it's much more clear Pro for us, and also we can override the test, and by doing that we will not lock ourselves if we mess something up. So yeah, that that's we are doing. So the goal is move like most of the things and be careful as much as possible. So yeah, okay. Sorry, I was a little bit distracted. Yeah, so we will move like Golang CI lint, unit tests, and PR verifier, and this kind of small tests. And BMO E2E, we will move back to Jenkins. Yeah, we already have optional BMO E2E running already in Jenkins, so that other three normal E2E tests will be moved to the Jenkins as well. That's the plan, yeah. And there is one a contributor very actively working on it, so I was guiding him. So, but we need like LUTM as well, so another eye. So please help with reviewing. Thank you. Yeah, Adam, are you speaking or is an issue with my
Sorry. Yeah, it was my mic. Yeah, I thank you. I just wanted to mention that we have to make it also clear. I don't know if we talked about this in great detail in community meeting, so I will take a few minutes to kind of summarize why this is happening. Uh, uh, we originally moved to use these runners and these GitHub actions because the project was a little bit resource constrained, and also because we have a pledge towards the CNCF that all the infrastructure and all the software and everything is vendor neutral, and we should and we do strive to provide vendor neutral development and test environment. But now we received a lot of resources from the CNCF. Our whole infra is being moved gradually, and most of it is already in Oracle Cloud, same platform where we have the runners for the GitHub actions. So there is no further need from a resource or legal reason to keep the GitHub automation, the GitHub actions, especially for the E2E jobs and the unit test level, like linters and stuff like that, that we can just run in the Prow or in the Jenkins. But as I think what is the most important to mention is that it's not not a purge against all GitHub actions. So if we have a workflow that works better or the best in the GitHub action format, or maintainers of a specific repo would like to have, for whatever reason, a GitHub action, then we can keep it. Our goal is just to make the whole infrastructure a little bit simpler, because right now we have 3 different orchestrators, and the GitHub actions, in my opinion, and I think we are on the same page with Sunat on this, is the weakest of the orchestrators at the moment, functionally, and this is the one that you can deadlock yourself the most easily, because it is managed from the individual repository. And if you mess up a merge, then you could end up in a situation that then you cannot resolve it, because you cannot anymore merge the fix. So it's a bit of it's one of the problems, but there are many others. So that's why this is happening. But again, if you have something that you think it should be GitHub workflow, and you think moving it to Jenkins or Prow is a detrimental to the development effort, then please give your feedback and then we can discuss it. Yeah, I don't know, Sunat, did I miss anything related to this?
No, you covered most of the part. Yeah, all of the parts we discussed. And there was a suggestion that like some image signing
Yeah, image
workflows,
building.
image building workflows are better handled in the GitHub Action, but we will see. Like, yeah, we might lift those out, but it depends. So, we have a couple of more small tests to do before reaching that.
Yep. But the goal is to provide at least as good, but potentially better developer experience than what we had before.
Yes.
Okay, I don't see any comments or hands coming up or anything like that. So okay, we are looking for feedback. But if it's all good with you, or you don't mind, then we will just continue this effort. And please review the changes if you are interested. Okay, then we have another topic from Dimitri.
Yep, based on yesterday's discussion about breaking changes, I decided to give everyone heads up about a breaking change that I proposed. So background here, it's still there as in the commit description, but essentially we have 2 ways to do firmware settings. And one of them host firmware settings, which is actually everyone focused on. And there was an old one which was done for, I don't remember, Fujitsu, HP. Anyway, there's no drivers that support the old version. So it's bit rotting in our code base, and this patch rips out everything except for the actual API field, which will be removed in the next API version. And that's a description. It removes any logic behind this feature. It does not affect anything that's practically usable in upstream Metal3. It may affect people who have downstream drivers. I personally think it's a okay hit to make because this API is not great, and there can be better alternative even for downstream consumers, like something on top of host firmware settings, for example. This is the old feature is not tested, obviously, because we cannot test it because there's no backend that actually works. So and with host operations work, which, by the way, please review host operations work. There will be a lot of refactorings and changes in this area, which are nearly certain to break this feature. So I'd rather we remove that now and honestly than have it be trot and be actually broken, but still carry it over for a long time. that's it. Reviews also welcome. Passes Copilot, passes CI.
Thank you for the heads up. And yeah, this is substantial change. So please, especially those who are end users, consumers of this host firmware and firmware features, please review it. I guess I will CC myself here. Though I'm by no means a massive user of this feature set. Anyone else? Any comments, questions for any of the discussion topics? Nope. Okay, then the only thing left for today is triaging. And go from new. This one, adding it to test coverage for failure domain support. So this was merged, Sunat, right?
No, this one is like
No, I mean the feature.
no,
This
that one is like yeah, failure domain is long ago. We have done it like I think 2 years ago. But we never added like a E2E test for it. So we have unit tests, but it would be nice to add it like in the E2E test as well.
Yeah, I think this we have to target for
Next release.
next release, yeah, because this is a relatively serious feature, and it's not good that we are not testing it. I mean, it's not relatively. This is a very useful feature, so I will put it to next. This is a important feature. It should provide coverage. I agree. I propose targeting this for 1.15 cycle. Yep, agree. Then add test coverage for BMH to node label sync. Yeah.
Yeah, we have also node level sync. So the feature that we sync the BMH nodes to 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 node, the Kubernetes node. So it would be nice if we had a E2E test that tests that as well.
Yep. We'll give this the same target. Again, this is something that should have been already tested. Yes. Plan to remove IREC deployment in favor of ERSO.
Yeah, that's a massive, massive tracker to finish the migration that we've already started. So there's a rough plan generated by Claude. Think there are some details, but more or less agreeing it in general. And yeah, that's a call for getting rid of ironic deployment in its current form of shape. It's especially annoying because now we have various kinds of AI security checkers that say, oh, that has no authentication by default. That's a vulnerability. And I just want them to shut up. That was my prompting problem, but really we should just finish the migration.
Yes, I agree. Is there something here about the fate of run local?
I
Sorry,
mean,
say it again.
Adam, please go ahead and I will speak.
Yeah, I just said that like if there is anything specific about like the run local script here, I'm just looking for that because I would like to hijack that and move it to devenv.
Why, Adam? So because my idea would be like to move to use IRSO in devenv as well.
My reason is that although it's not something that's particularly elegant, but there could be development use cases where you don't want to align the IRSO yet with the ironic image because you are modifying something in ironic and you don't know yet how this will look in the IRSO, and it's easier to focus on changing things in the ironic source code first than later on the IRSO. So it would be nice if we would have the option in devenv to deploy just ironic, and of course to deploy IRSO also, but just ironic because you are working on something that's unstable. That's my reasoning.
Yeah, makes sense. But yeah, do we need to keep testing that as well?
No. So as we are decoupling the devenv from all the E2E, there is, I think the last big change is still pending on, I think, the CapM3, but in general we are removing it from everywhere. I just want that to be a devenv option. I don't want that to have any dependency or any connection to the CI or anything like that. Just for people who are developing new things.
Okay.
Just to be clear, yeah, it's a good call. Run local ironic currently does not use ironic deployment, so that's kind of a bit of a tangential topic here. I also want to remind that IRSO has a local mode where it uses Podman Play. I'm not sure it 100% fits your bill, but at least it's worth considering because I had to run local ironic in mind when I created that.
Okay, yeah, it's not necessarily what I want to use for. I don't mind if it's running locally or in the cluster. It's just that I want to deploy the least amount of abstractions if I'm working on something that's completely new. That's why I'm thinking about this. But if you have a good idea how to do that with IRSO so that it doesn't conflict with what IRSO is configuring, then I'm fine with that too. But it just seems to me to not deploy IRSO in those scenarios.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Just it's probably not quite related to ironic deployment. That is, maybe it's worth another tracker.
Well, what is it doing then? I have to then check.
Just literally Podman run. I have it open right now in front of me. It's doing a whole bunch of Podman runs or Docker runs, whatever you have in container runtime.
Okay, it was in where was it even in CMD, or I always forget where is it.
BMO tools.
Look, I don't know if we have this wrapping in the devenv. That's my thing, because I know we set these variables in the devenv. We provide these, and then those get ingested here. So I would bring this over to devenv. Then if we don't need it, then I would just then reuse it there also, or simplify it or something. Because in devenv we rely on this script. We do call this.
Yeah, I know, but as Sanat say, we probably should not rely on it in CI anymore, because
Yeah,
that's
no, not
also
in
a bit
CI.
hacky. At some
Yeah,
point, we did use it in the CI. It was like between Ubuntu and CentOS, one of them actually used to run local ironic, I think Ubuntu one.
yeah, yes, you remember correctly. That's what I was referring to. That was a very elongated, painful process, but the last one of this should be removed by this change. Like that this should rip out everything once and for all. It's huge, but this rewrote in this Adele rewrote the whole E to E and everything in Go and using the VBM CTL. So this should take care of all the remaining connections. I can link this here. And then we should have no more CI connections.
Yeah, we can treat this patch as a dependency, just to remove the number of combinations we can break while switching over. Reduce.
And we can discuss it further, but more or less this is my intention. And maybe I should clarify that should I add anything else to make this easier to track? Any more comment or Okay.
Looks good.
Then why wasn't did I not? Yeah, it's accepted. Is it? This is kind. What kind is it? Kind CI, kind feature. I'm not sure what the kind should be. I have to check.
I was not sure either, that's why I did not put any here. Clean up.
Is that clean up kind? Yeah, yeah. Let's name it kind cleanup. Kind cleanup. Is it bugging again? Taking the accepted. Because I opened the menu, it should take it. Okay. Okay. I give it task, and then. Do you have a target in mind for this? Oh, what we? I don't have a milestone. Yeah, well, we have milestone for this. Did you set the VO15 or was that me? It was you. Okay.
I think it was me, just kind of as a reminder for ourselves that we don't drag our feet forever.
Cool. Okay. RAM disk logs container doesn't respond to seek term. We found that the RAM disk logs. Well, what is RAM disk? Have we renamed the log watch to RAM disk logs? I might be behind on this.
We kind of use these words as synonyms because the container is called ramdisk logs. I believe in IRSO at least it's called this way. But the common is called log watch. So we can treat it as the same thing.
Okay.
Just naming is hard.
Okay, I think this is a well-established stuff, and there are already work related to this. Kind bug. Also kind CI. It's a CI bug. No, it's just an. But no, it's not CI. It's actually a bug. Bug. Okay. Type bug. Project roadmap. Don't know which roadmap this should be on. Which repo is it? It's an ironic image. Okay. Then it's ironic image whip. Good. Should acceptable namespace use API reader for authorization critical reads. Okay. Okay, so this is, we are waiting for someone to give feedbacks. I mean, waiting for Pierre, but, and maybe others. This, yes, good.
Yeah, it's a bit an odd one. I can follow the logic. I'm not sure the logic applies the exact way. I wonder if Pepilota discovered it herself or it was something AI-based discovery because it sounds a bit like an AI-based discovery and sometimes it misses nuances. So
Yeah,
maybe let's revisit after at least Pierre comments, but I also tagged Leonard and Tuomo in this.
yeah, I don't know either because although we had a lot of PR scans, but I know that Pepe went deep into these different issues that were not found by the AI, but kind of adjacent to that and similar, and just she's doing kind of a manual audit as a follow-up of the AI stuff. So it might be AI, might be human investigation. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what people say. Add VBM CTR to release artifacts. Yeah, as a release artifact. Yeah. Oh, why? We use it in iterator already. It's proving useful. Build it in the release artifacts for easier consumption, wider adoption. Yeah, it's a cool tool. I mean, I don't know how much people need to adopt our VBM CTR, but we can release it.
I think Leonard is coming from the perspective that we now reuse this BMO tests in more than just BMO. If you transfer an ironic image, it also runs an ironic upstream. And I guess it's convenient to pull VBM CKTL from there, not use BMO sources for everything. So that's maybe the background. Better double check with Leonard. I guess a fair question is now, okay, should we maybe move VBM CKTL out of BMO codebase? If it becomes a deliverable, why is it part of BMO?
Yeah, that's a fair question, to be honest. And then move it to where? Then if it goes to utility images, then would the really or kind of the traceability model fit what I was proposing, or would we like to have it as its own project with its own release numbers? That
All
that
good
is a question.
questions. Yeah, all good questions. Maybe put them down for the discussion.
Because I'm on the opinion if this requires, if we decide this is mature enough to be its own little project, then it might be better to have it as a separate repo, because I would like to keep in utility images stuff that's kind of a utility, but this is a utility also. So yeah, it's up to the community if we want to version it in the cycles, or if it's fine that people would just pick and choose of a kind of a momentary build. I think that would work with this also. I mean, it's a test tool, kind of. Yeah. Okay, but we can continue. Drive IP address claim ready condition by aggregating subconditions. Phew. Claim ready condition to be an aggregated condition derived from the subconditions, so that condition handling aligns properly with customer condition model. Okay. Yeah, that seems to be reasonable, because we are aligning the IPAM with the copy IPAM behavior or kind of workflow, so makes sense. Yeah, I would say it's kind of a feature, because it's not really a bug, but an alignment of behavior. VIP. IP claim with exhausted IP pools. Error message is never retried when free IPs became available. It's interesting. Small change, create more IP. Observe the surplus
Well,
claims.
that's interesting use case. I mean, how they did hit it. So
I mean, based on the example, it should be much more common. But I never really heard about this before. But based on what is explained here, it's very easy to induce. But I never received like a complaint that someone run into this.
I mean, normally, the IP pool should be very big. Yeah, they should have been running like quite a lot of bare metal
Uh,
holes.
You know what I'm thinking is that it could happen. I've seen setups where you have, although you have like not that many machines, but you have machines with an enormous amount of interfaces. So like interfaces, like named interfaces in like the above 20 per machine, and then you need only a few hundred machines, and then you can end up with a enormous amount of claims. In those scenarios, I seemed issues, but even then I have not heard that they had this problem, but it could be easily reproduced. So
Yeah,
let's see if someone, I accept this, but then this has to be reproduced. So kind bug. First step for whoever is picking this up to please reproduce, say it accordingly. link to the issue description. This issue should be more common based on how simply it can be induced, but I have never received. I give this person benefit of the doubt, but whoever is working on this has to first reproduce it and prove that indeed this is happening. It could be, I mean, it's a very detailed description, and this is very clear steps of reproduction. So yeah, why not?
With IPAM or
IPAM, yeah, with IPAM. Of course, you need something that's generating the claims against it, a script or CAPAM3 or something.
yeah.
CRD Pruler form Metal3 data to Metal3 data. Oh, this is an old topic that these Prulers have to be resolved.
Yeah. Did we decided to merge it in this PR in this release site?
No, this is brand new issue.
I mean, this is known issue, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's known, but I think this was cut from the V1 beta to API work and made into its own issue. Where is it described? 3600. 3600. Chef, if you want to do it or not, I have. Yeah. Adil have spawned it from the V1 beta 2 discussion. So it just became its own topic now. Okay. Two 671. Kind. It's more of a cleanup. And the task and the CAPM3 component. Where is it? Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's up to us when we do it. We agreed that the API transition is concluded. So no rush with this one. Run BMO E2E with custom ISO and ironic. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I mean custom ISO and ironic. So meaning that when you run your, not in the CI, but when you run your E2E, when you are pre-testing something, you should be able to run it with a custom ISO and ironic. That makes sense to me.
Okay, yeah.
Mm. I will give everything that's testing or CI or actual CI or packaging or stuff like this. I will just give the CI kind because those
Yeah.
fit under that designation. What should this filter type be? a specific piece of work. It can be under feature. But then, no, make it a task. Yes, and it's under ironic image. We don't need a milestone, it's up to whoever is implementing it. You know, include all pro cluster dependencies in renovate config. Okay.
Yeah, that already have a PR, I guess.
Do you have a link? I would like to include it here.
I don't. I'll check it.
I will
If I remember correctly.
I will CC you here.
I think Sad was open PR. I'm sure. Yeah, I can send the PR on the chat now.
Okay. Then I will add it.
Yeah.
And then I will set this to task and
It doesn't have to have a. It does not need to have a roadmap, so it's not really. I mean, the version. So.
Yep. It's just in miscellaneous work in progress. We have so many things to triage, and this is the last one. Yeah, okay, this is something that I'm still working on. I will leave it this because otherwise I will forget to check this if I put the needs info on it. Okay. Yeah, these seem to be generally unresponsive. Okay. This can't be. This is not stale. Yeah. Except this, then the issue to root and forget about a potential problem.
Oh, it's in the CapM3 then, right? The DNS server rendering.
Yes.
Mhm.
Triage accepted, kind bug. Please, whoever picks this up, do a reproduction and write down a report. What the results? I'd rather go on like this from now on to just accept these that need reproduction, and then we can dismiss them if they turn out to be not reproducible. Okay. Yeah, this was the. Okay. We don't have anything that's looking any weird or anything like that. Yeah, these are legitimately hanging. Okay, quickly I will check the stairs. I was not checking them recently. So set internal and external IP from metadata. Okay.
I have read this, but I think I forgot it.
But I think this is active.
Okay.
This is there is activity related to this.
This guy came once and then he disappeared again.
Yeah.
We reverted his changes, so sad.
Yeah. The ghost while attachment is in progress can take a lot of time.
I think there is a PR.
Yeah. You are right.
Is it? Can
Yeah.
you open uh,
Yeah, it's this.
like I mean it is it like AI slop who picked it up or
Let me triage GTM'd it so it doesn't seem to be that sloppy.
yeah, okay. That's pretty much clear.
It might be AI, but yeah, could be relevant. Market bug, market BMO VIP. Let's mark it for 015. Hopefully it gets merged. Okay. Okay, we are looking good. Everything has been triaged. Stairs have been cleaned up. Good. Yeah. Okay, I think it's only the two of us left, Sunat. So thanks for joining and for everyone who have been here and who has watched the video. And yeah, I forget to mention that I won't be working the next 2 weeks, so I will write this to the Slack and ask the community what they would like to do.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you for hosting.
Yep. Thank you for joining. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.